Welcome back, everyone, to Open Line. We are talking with Emily Benedict, Metro Councilwoman from District 7. That is Inglewood and South Madison. She has a bill that's coming up in the Metro Council that would do away with private, for-profit prisons and jails in Davidson County. And it's not just I keep calling it CCA. It's Core Civic, the Core Civic facility. It's also ones for juveniles, right?
That's right.
And so you're wanting to do away with all of that.
That's right.
And we've talked a lot about the CCA one, it's not Core Civic one, the adult male or the adult prison one. What about how does this impact the juvenile facilities?
Sure. So and the juvenile facility is in our detention center on Woodland Street. That building, I believe, is around 25 years old or so, and it was not designed to house the 46 beds that we have there today. So we went through some escapes last year. And you know, part of it is because of that building, but there also needs to be greater accountability with the vendor in that case. So that contract is coming up for renewal. Those accountability measures will be put in place. But again, I think that is something that we can take on, and I think it's the right thing. Again, people are making money by imprisoning people. To me, that's just fundamentally wrong.
And it means there is a savings to taxpayers if we take it on?
I believe in the juvenile detention center that will be a savings. We do need a new facility, and that has been approved in the capital budget. It has not yet been funded. So we will, talking about funding, we will need to fund that as well. That would need to happen regardless of this bill.
Mm-hmm. What about financing? And other communities. What's going on financing in other communities?
Sure. So I think one thing we needed, so going back to we need to look at this company, again, going back to the adult facility. Core Civic moved to Williamson County a couple of years ago. They were providing Davidson County $225,000 in property tax every year that we don't get anymore from that company, yet they want to do business with us.
Mm-hmm. So that is problematic. You don't like that they moved to Williamson County.
$225,000 is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. How many teachers could we hire?
And what are other communities doing?
So we see this around the country. There are 22 states today that don't allow this. There's also this is more of a federal government outsources to these private prison operators more so than local governments do. So I think this is an opportunity for us to come on board and lead locally in Tennessee, but also come on board with what other municipalities are doing across the country.
Well, let's go to Shirley. Hello, Shirley.
Yes.
What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Yes.
Turn down your TV. Always turn down your TV, but tell us what's on your mind.
Okay. Yes, hello. I was interested in your prior caller was mentioning about the wage, and I'd just like to know, how do they determine how much they pay them?
The wage for people inside jail. A lot of people don't know, I guess, they're even paid anything. But yeah, what do you know about this?
I was aware that they were, I was aware that for-profit, this is not Davidson County specific. I am aware that nationally these companies do provide services for other companies. So I've heard a story about a company like Core Civic, I don't know if it was them specifically, that got a contract to make T-shirts for an organization. And they took that on and they used prison inmate labor to make those T-shirts to then resell them for profit. So they're double dipping there, if you will, off that the inmate population. That to me is, again, a fundamental that is just a violation of human rights, in my opinion.
And all right, you're a new councilwoman. Was this the main thing you ran on? I guess, how did this come up of all things? Yeah. And it's certainly gotten a lot of attention. But how did this issue kind of rise on your radar screen?
So I ran on a platform of equity, sustainability, and experience. So my experience is having managed large multi-million-dollar contracts with companies like this, and helping them enterprise-wide, so looking at their business and understanding the complexities of what these contracts look like, not just in the prison business, but in corporations overall. I have a passion for criminal justice reform. Personally, I think that the way that we have created laws, and we continue to create laws, again, going back to, we have 25% of the world's inmates and 5% of the world's population. There's a fundamental problem there that as a society we need to fix. And this contract being up right now, and the juvenile detention facility contract being up right now as well, is, to me, that opening. You know, when a window opens, you take that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And so this when you ran, was this part of what you spoke about a lot, or was it all the other stuff, or this? You feel like from your voters you have a mandate on this? So
not necessarily so. I do think so. I have a mandate, I believe, in my district. I won overwhelming support. 70% in the runoff election. So I feel like for me, my message of equity completely resonates with the community. As I've spoken with people around the community, around my district, and also throughout Nashville, and I think as demonstrated by the callers tonight, people don't want this, and they need someone to lead on this. So I decided to step into that. And you know, we talk about leaning in all the time now. I decided to lean in on this and take it on. I hope that I'm right. I hope that I'm successful. I think it's the right thing, and I'm willing to put my neck out there and do what I can to make sure that we're doing what is right.
What pushback have you gotten? So you're leaning in. Certainly the calls tonight seem to indicate, okay, let's try and let's do this. But what pushback? You say you're putting your neck out there and you're leaning into it. What pushback have you gotten on this?
I think financially is really the big concern. How are we going to afford this at a time that we're looking at other financial challenges? So, you know, I'm on the Budget and Finance Committee, and I think we will continue to find ways to cut costs. There are, the Blue Ribbon Commission is continuing to look. The mayor's office is continuing to look, and the Budget and Finance Committee is holding our departments more accountable to share, to be a bit more open with us about their departmental expenses and revenue generating as well from some departments. So as we get that those costs cut, we also will be looking at adding revenue. So, you know, finding ways like what the mayor did this year with the convention center, you know, with Music City Center. If we can generate more revenue through other areas, or you know, looking at tax incentives that we provide, you know, businesses, how can we manage those costs in addition to generating more revenue, whether that's through tourists, whether that's through property tax. I don't want to raise taxes just to raise taxes, but we do have a tax rate that's on par with our suburban counties, and it's out of the 4 major cities in the state, we have a significantly lower tax rate than Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Memphis. So we need to correct that, I believe, but we need to demonstrate to taxpayers what they're going to get if we do correct that. And I think, going back, we need to take care of our teachers. We need to fully staff our E911 center. We need to fully staff our police force and our firefighters. And we also can take this on.
All right, we will take a break. Come back. We'll be back right after this.